All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. For everyone that cares to, please stand for an opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. We offer thanks for the hands that built this space and for the citizens whose trust made it possible. We honor the citizens of the Republic, the many voices, backgrounds, and dreams that weave the fabric of our community. Please give us the strength to be courageous while also keeping our hearts soft to be caring. May this chamber always be a house of welcome for everyone, and may our future discussions and interactions demonstrate our love for this beloved republic and the people who call this place home. In your name we pray, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to our newest addition to our City Council chamber. So I'm very thankful for everyone that could be here this evening. Moving on to our proclamations for this evening, we have a proclamation for the Ronald McDonald House. Whereas Springfield's 2 Ronald McDonald House programs have provided a home away from home, an invaluable source of hope and comfort for families of seriously ill and injured children who must travel far from home for medical treatment. And whereas the 2 Ronald McDonald Houses located in Springfield, Missouri, allow their guests to maintain close contact with their seriously ill children by providing a secure and supportive environment at no required cost. And whereas the Ronald McDonald's House near Cox South and the House of Mercy Kids have served the needs of 1,124 Greene County families, 120 of which are residents of Republic, Missouri. And whereas on Thursday, January the 29th, 2026, 70 McDonald's restaurants and various other locations will begin showing their support by asking customers to share their heart by adopting a $1, $5, and $20 to Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Ozarks through a Share the Heart campaign. And whereas the following generous contributors have provided sponsorship, funding, and underwritten the costs of the Share the Heart campaign: McDonald's of the Ozarks, KY3 Television, Great Southern Bank, Edward Jones, Mid-Am Metal Forming, and Color Graphic Printing. And whereas McDonald's of Republic is a participant in the Share a Heart campaign, which will continue through February the 28th, 2026. Now therefore, I, Eric Franklin, Mayor of the City of Republic in the state of Missouri, do hereby proclaim February the 10th through February the 16th, 2025 as Ronald McDonald House Week, and testimony whereof I have hereunto set my hand and affixed the seal of the City of Republic this 3rd day of February 2026. So we do have a couple of representatives from Ronald McDonald House and I believe our local McDonald's location. Would you like to come up for a quick photo op? Hey, Laura. Do we have anybody with us? Oh, it's Chief. Gotcha. You want to come up here? That makes it even better, doesn't it? Yeah, we got this nice sign back here. How are you doing? Good. Very nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, you ready, sir? 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Awesome. Chief, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this is your copy.
Oh, perfect. Sorry.
Nope, no worries. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Even got a behind-the-scenes look. So thank you very much for being here this evening and accepting our proclamation. At this time, we're going to move on to citizens' participation. We've got a few rules I'm going to go over this evening just because it's been a little while since we've had participant in citizens' participation. This is an opportunity for citizens to speak directly to council on matters that are not listed on tonight's agenda. Out of respect to everyone who is giving their time here this evening, we ask that you keep comments concise and focused, and that we maintain mutual respect. Please know that we may not have every answer immediately, but you are being heard, and we will do our best to address your concerns. We will open citizens' participation, and I do have two citizens that have issued a citizens' participation card for this evening. Do I have a James Lutzy that would like to come forward and speak to City Council?
Hi, y'all.
Good evening.
This is James Lutz. I'm his son, Douglas, and I'm going to be interpreting for my father.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Lutz.
He said, good. He said, nice to meet y'all. He said, he loves Republic, and he's been here for 20 years, and he's retired Carpenter's Union for 44 years, and he said that he's got a nice home on North Glenwood, and he said they don't plow with snow, and it's bad. He can't even get to the mailbox. I got pictures in the car, and this is 8 days later, and they only got one sidewalk on that street. And Daddy's gonna be 90. And I gotta have my dad out, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But they don't plow, and I get upset when I see my dad hurt. He can't go check his mail because the street's got that much ice on it. I mean, I stayed at his house, and I'm thinking 3 or 4 days, maybe they'll plow. Well, some reason they forgot. I wish I would have went around the neighborhood and knocked on the doors to see if they were satisfied with the snow removal in that area, because I went up down the street, and it looks like everybody got pretty cleaned up, and they forgot. And he said, this ain't the first time it's happened. And he said, my father said that there's only one sidewalk on that road. And it's still got snow on there, you know, and he don't know what your guys' policy is or something like that. You know, there's some other elderly in the home that he bought in that area. And I'm a little nervous tonight. I ain't never done nothing
Sure.
like this.
No worries.
I respect this town, and he said he wanted to complain about one other thing.
Sure.
He said the other streets are 25 miles an hour, and his street, it's posted, it says 30 in that little area there, and he don't understand why it's not equal. He said because, I mean, you go down to like a block and a half, and it's like a roundabout kind, and that main thoroughbred there is 30 miles an hour, and he said he didn't understand why it wouldn't be same as a school zone with all them kids. He's got a lot of kids in the neighborhood. He's just looking out for the kids. Daddy's got a lot of love for people. And he said that, but this snowfall really bothered him because he's got this little electric scooter that goes about 3 miles an hour. He can't get on that. He can't use his walker to exercise. And he couldn't go check his mail for 5 days. And that's what really got us. Last week, it was some pretty good weather. Like 2 days, you know, it was above freezing. And I told Dad, I said, you gotta be patient. Maybe they'll come and clean it up, you know. Well, that night it got real cold, and they didn't come and clean it up. And I mean, it looked like an ice rink there, you know. So whoever's representing that area, hope you guys can please check that out on the next snowfall. And yeah, but he said I was stuck. I couldn't go get my mail for 4 or 5 days. You know, I live in Republic, and I'm a commercial painter, and I'm painting a Peterbilt in Denton, Texas, and I couldn't be here the whole time. you know? And my sister's, works for Nixon School System for the deaf kids, and, she's out in Nixon, and I got two other family members that, live here in Republic. And, they said their streets turned out fine, you know?
Sure.
And
And-
like I said, my dad loves this town, he knows it's growing, and, you know,
Absolutely, and we appreciate you bringing that concern to us here this evening. Primarily in Republic, I know we focus on our primary streets first, and then our secondary, just for our emergency response, just so that our capabilities, and we have everyone able to respond effectively. We have your address here, and what I can do is I can submit this to staff and just see if there's some sort of a condition here in this area where this might be a special circumstance. And we can also submit that as well for the speed limit concern, kind of see what we find on that, get you a better answer.
he said, thank you.
Thank you. To both of you, thank you so much for coming up here this evening. You did a great job, so thank you.
He said he's just worried about his grandkids when they come over and visit and stuff.
Sure, absolutely. And we'll get back with you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming this evening.
I'm gonna interpret for Ray too, because he's also deaf.
Okay, excellent. That's the one I just did.
Whoops.
And did I say that so we've got Mr. Ray Kopatik?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? And I meant to say this, for our last speaker, I'm going to go ahead, just for the public record, our last speaker, James Letzi, 442 North Glenwood, and that snow removal complaint and concern. I just wanted to make sure that we had that on record. And so for our next one, so typically our speakers say their name and their address so that we have it on the public record is why I'm doing this. And for our next one, we've got Ray Kopatik. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. At 757 North Delaware Avenue? Excellent.
Yes.
Welcome to City Council.
Welcome to City
Yeah.
Council. He said, hello, everybody. He said, how long you lived here? He moved here 2.5 years from Minnesota. He retired, got a new life, got a lot of deaf friends that live in this area. And he said he loves this Republic, wonderful community. Not too big, not too small, he sees it growing. He said, you know, I used to live in Minneapolis and it was huge, you know, so this is nice. He said, this will be my third winter here. And he said, winter here ain't nothing compared to Minnesota, you know. He said, it just snows forever there, it's colder than the Dickens. And he said, this is a lot winter, I mean, winters are easier here. And he said, my number one complaint here, my experience in Minnesota, where I used to live, they had like a city ordinance for like 2 inches or more. Vehicles would have to be off the road, like, and he said, the reason why I'm here to complain, 3 years in a row, the plow, people park on the street, and the plow comes up, and just whips it around. He says, I'll be out there trying to get my lawn looking good, or my sidewalk and driveway. And he said, we got a car parked there, and it swoops around, and he said, he said, you gotta keep shoveling it. And he said, I don't understand why I have to do that if maybe they have an ordinance after so many inches, you have to move your vehicles, you know. And he said, because when the plow, they'll go down 2 swipes, but they leave like 4 feet from the 3 to 4 feet, 2, 3, 4 feet from the side where they could get. You understand what I'm saying, sir?
Mm-hmm.
And so his complaint is he goes out there and cleans his driveway, and then you got cars parked, and he likes his neighbors and stuff, but they'll park. The one in particular's got 4 vehicles, but so they'll park, and when they plow, they'll come around, and then he's got a big pile of snow, you know, and
Sure.
so he feels like he's stuck because then he has to shovel, you know, and
I can definitely see how that would be frustrating.
yeah, and he said, I'll do a little bit lazy. I got a little snow blower, and that's easy. But he said, when I get that big pile, he said, heck, I got to shovel that.
No, we can definitely, thank you for bringing that concern here. This is the best possible place to bring it because you have the entire city council as an audience. And so with that and our staff, we are listening to you, and we've heard kind of take a look this over, and definitely that sounds like something that's worth consideration.
He's excited to see public growth, and
Sure.
And he's like, if they don't get a handle on it now, it might get something down in the future. You know, he's thinking about the future also. You know.
Sure, absolutely, and having to deal with that in an extended, especially the sub-zero temperatures that we've had. For sure. So thank you for bringing that concern to us here tonight. Thank you very much. And what was your name, sir? No, you the interpreter.
Doug.
Doug.
Yeah.
Doug, thank you so much. That was excellent of you, so I very much appreciate that interpreting for us
What a
tonight.
nice place you guys got here.
Thank you very much.
This
Hey,
Cadillac.
you've always got an open invitation to city council meeting.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening. Do we have anyone else in the audience tonight that would like to participate in citizens' participation? Okay. Seeing that there is none, I will close citizens' participation. Moving on to our consent agenda. I welcome the council to ask any questions or comments about items number 2 and 3 on the agenda. Any comments, concerns? Seeing that there are none, I need a motion and a second for the approval of the consent agenda.
Motion.
I've got a motion and a second. All of those in favor? Aye. All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Moving on to board, commission, and committee schedule. We have a Board of Adjustment meeting that was canceled on February the 5th, 2026. The Planning and Zoning meeting was canceled that was to be on February the 9th, 2026. We have an upcoming City Council workshop, February the 10th, 2026 at 11 a.m. We have a City Council meeting, February the 17th, 2026. And we have another City Council meeting, March the 3rd, 2026. Moving on to old business and tabled items. I need a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill 26-01 by title only, please.
Motion.
I've got a motion and a second. All of those in favor? Aye. All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laura will read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council amending Title IV Land Use, Chapter 410 Subdivision Regulations, Section 410.700, Sinkholes and Karst Features of the Municipal Code of the City of Republic, Missouri.
Thank you, Laura. So we've had about a week or so since the last meeting. Does City Council have any questions, discussion, comments before moving forward? Okay, seeing how there is none, I now need a motion and a second for the final passage of Bill 26-01, please. Got a motion and a second. We're now going to take a roll call vote on our computers.
You need a voice vote.
Work in progress.
Got it.
There we go. Motion carries 7-0-0. Moving on to item number 5. I need a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill 26-02 by title only, please. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laurel, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council approving the annexation of approximately 70.83 acres of property located at 7275 West Farm Road 144 and adjacent right-of-way.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Does City Council have any questions, comments, discussion before moving on? Okay, seeing that there is none, we will move on to final passage. I need a motion and a second for the final passage of Bill 26-02, please.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. We're now going to take a roll call vote on our computers. Better that time. Motion carries 7-0-0. Working out the kinks. Moving on to item number 6. I need a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill 26-03 by title only, please.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laurel, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council approving the annexation of approximately 9.85 acres of property located at 7395 West Farm Road 144 and adjacent right-of-way.
Thank you, Laura. Does City Council have any questions, comments, discussion before moving forward? Okay, seeing that there is none, I need a motion and a second for the final passage of Bill 26-03, please.
Motion. Second.
I've got a motion and a second. We're now going to take a roll call vote on our computers. Motion carries 7-0-0. Moving on to item number 7. I need a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill 26-04 by title only.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laurel, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council approving amendment of the zoning classification of approximately .33 acres of real property located at 641 North College Avenue from medium-density, single-family residential, R1M, to two-family residential, R2.
Thank you, Laura. Does City Council have any questions, comments, concerns, discussion before moving forward? Seeing that there is none, we will move on to final passage. I now need a motion and a second for the final passage of Bill 26-04, please.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. We're now going to take a roll call vote on our computers. So we have motion passes 5-0. Moving on to item number 9. I need a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill 26-06 by title only, please.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laurel, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council amending Title 4, Land Use, Chapter 415, Sign Regulations, Section 415.120, Commercial Sign Overlay Districts, of the Municipal Code of the City of Republic, Missouri.
Thank you, Laura. Do we have any questions, comments, discussion from City Council? Dan? Mr. Harder, Councilmember Harder.
I just want to thank Mr. Ford for making those changes to that. I certainly appreciate that.
Thank you, Councilmember Harder. Do we have any other council members, comments, concerns before moving forward? Councilmember Neal?
I think we've kind of jumped a little bit because we motioned 26-06 and we're now back on 5 because we skipped 5. So we need to make sure we're on, I think, the same page with this.
Good catch, I didn't hear it.
Did I give the wrong number?
Yeah, you skipped 5.
I think everything's fine other than the mayor just said number 9. I think everything else is correct. On number. So we're on 8, and I said 9, and I'm writing mine. I believe everything was read for 8. Everything was read for 8.
It was, but I believe Mr. Harder's comments are about number 9 because Mr. Ford worked on number 9, not number 8. So we've got two different things that we're talking about. And I just
Okay.
want to make sure that for clarity's sake, we're all on the same page when we start voting. So I don't think anything major, just we need to make sure which one we're actually on right now.
Perfect. No, thank you for bringing that to my attention. So we just, I don't know how I got off place. I guess I flipped the page. So did I just read the number 9? Was that what? Okay, so we are in item number 9.
8, right?
Item number 8
Should be on 8.
should be on 8. Why don't I just start back over with item number 8? Would that be okay, just to clarify and make sure that I did this correctly? So, my apologies. The mayor's working out a few kinks too. I'm going to go back to item number 8. So for item number 8, 26-05, I need a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill 26-05 by title only, please.
Motion. Second.
Got a motion and a second. All of those in favor? Aye. All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laura will read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council amending Title IV, Land Use, Chapter 415, Sign Regulations, Section 415.120, Commercial Sign Overlay Districts of the Municipal Code of the City of Republic, Missouri.
Thank you, Laura. Does City Council have any questions, comments, discussion on item number 8? Okay, seeing that there is none. Was this the one, this was the one that your comment was for, council member? Okay, okay. I'm gonna scratch that out. I put all these notes in the wrong spot, so. So, if council has no other comments or concerns, we will move on to final passage. I need a motion and a second for final passage of Bill 26-05, please.
Motion.
Got a motion and a second. We're now going to take a roll call vote on our computers. Motion carries 7-0-0. Moving on to item number 9. I need a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill 26-06 by title only, please.
Motion.
I've got a motion and a second. All of those in favor? All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Laurel, read the ordinance by title, please.
An ordinance of the City Council amending Title I, Government Code, Chapter 110, Administration Policies, Article 8, Authority to enter into and contracts policy, Section 110.200, Persons authorized to enter into contracts on behalf of city, Article 2, Purchasing and surplus property disposal, Section 110.020.01, Purchasing policy and procedures. In Chapter 120, City Officers and Employees, Article 5, City Administrator, Section 120.090, City Administrator Duties, and adopting a revised policy entitled City of Republic's Purchasing Policy.
Thank you, Laura. Does City Council have any questions, comments, concerns? Councilmember Harder.
And again, I'd like to thank Mr. Ford for putting the changes in that we talked about at the last meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. Thank you, Mr. Harder, Councilmember Harder. And thank you, Councilmember Neal, for getting the mayor back on track. So, any additional questions? Councilmember Gerke.
Clarifying that, the grants, there's no obligation to us unless we receive the grants, they're like matching funds, stuff of that nature. Is there any other obligations for applying on those?
No, not at all.
Thank you.
Do we have any additional questions from City Council? Okay, seeing there are none, we will move on to final passage. I now need a motion and a second for the final passage of Bill 26-06, please. I've got a motion and a second. We're now going to take a roll call vote on our computers. Motion carries 7-0. So we have no new business, first reading of ordinances. Moving on to other business and resolutions. Item number 10, 26-R-04, a resolution of the City Council authorizing the City of Republic to submit up to 3 applications to the Better Utilizing Investments to Leverage Development Build grant program in partnership with Ozarks Transportation Organization and Missouri Department of Transportation. I need a motion and a second to take up resolution 26-R-04. I've got a motion and a second, and we've got Ms. Haynes here this evening to give us an overview.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Karen Haynes, Community Development Director. This year's federal builds program allows a municipality to apply for up to 3 applications for the discretionary funds. This year, we've identified 3 potential projects for our applications, which include the following. State Highway MM from I-44 to Hale Street, the intersection improvement currently in preliminary engineering for Hines and State Highway ZZ, and also an update to the master transportation plan. Additional comments include the following. Route MM widening from I-44 to Hale Street. This grant specifically would fund the intersection along the corridor from I-44 to Hale Street. The grant would leverage cost share dollars with MoDOT. And our existing cost share program for participation in the MM expansion project would also leverage money from the City of Republic and Greene County at just over $1.2 million. For the Hines and ZZ intersection, the money would be used for right-of-way acquisition, construction engineering, utility work, and construction of the actual intersection improvement. No match is required for that application. And for the master transportation plan, the City of Republic is currently budgeted $100,000 for the 2026 CIP to include or get started on this work. Additional funding would allow us to utilize a consultant to do this work and outsource the majority of that. None of these grant applications obligates the City of Republic to spend any dollars. We would bring any award from the Builds grant application back to City Council for approval, so you would have a secondary opportunity to review the parameters of that individual award. We are requesting approval.
Thank you, Ms. Haynes. Do we have any questions, comments from City Council? Councilmember Gerke.
Do we have any, like, I know it varies, but time frame on, especially like the MM widening? I know it's a process, but do we have any time frame on that?
Specifically on the MM widening project being I-44 to James River Expressway, we currently are very near NEPA approval and right-of-way plans. In order to move forward with that project, we do need the governor's office to release the $6 million currently restricted. That would allow us to take the next step, which is right-of-way plan approval, and begin acquisition of right-of-way to move forward towards construction.
Then on, farther down, do we have a time frame on that? And that's been in the process too.
Yes, so the secondary segment of the corridor, the corridor of opportunity, near, from James River Expressway down to Hale Street, which does include a bridge improvement, currently unfunded. We do have an estimate for that project, but because it is unfunded, there is no time frame associated with even preliminary engineering on that project. So at some point in the future, MoDOT would prioritize that project.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gerke. Do we have any additional questions, comments from City Council? Okay, seeing that there are none. Thank you, Ms. Haynes, for giving us this overview this evening. And as this is a resolution, we can call this immediately for a vote. So all of those in favor? Aye. All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. Moving on to item number 11, 26-R-05, a resolution of the City Council authorizing the city administrator to negotiate a potential intergovernmental agreement with city utilities of Springfield, Missouri for future supplemental water connections and to engage Olson Incorporated for related consulting services. I need a motion and a second to take up resolution 26-R-05, please. I've got a motion and a second. We've got Mr. Harris will give us an overview this evening.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The city is requesting authorization to outline terms of an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Republic and city utilities for due diligence associated with evaluating opportunities for future supplemental water connection. During these negotiations, the city will be requesting our water consulting engineers, Olson, coordinate with share the city's water master plan, water model, and data from our water system for review of potential interconnections. This additional work by Olson will be under our engineering services agreement. Resolution approval and subsequent successful negotiations for the terms of the intergovernmental agreement with city utilities will require final approval of the terms of the agreement by City Council. It'll translate two things. The negotiations, our discussion with city utilities, is simply an exploratory measure. We have to have this agreement to be able to share confidential information, and so that's what Olson will help us be doing so we can understand what these connections could mean for the community. Additionally, we will be coming back to council likely a multitude of times before any agreement or connection is actually. So staff recommends approval. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Colton. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns from City Council? Councilmember Gerke.
So understand that we'd come back before anything else. Like, what scenario do we see this wanting to utilize this, I guess?
Well, there's a couple of different positive outcomes that could come with a connection with city utilities. I mean, one, we'd have redundancy in our water supply. Understanding that there would be a need for additional water years to come based on different water studies from and then additionally too, if it could potentially address whenever there's larger developments that come. There's a number of opportunities. This question is actually exactly why we want to better understand what the
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Did that get your question, Mr. Gerke? Yes, sir. Thank you, Councilmember Gerke. Do we have any additional questions from City Council? Questions, concerns, comments? This is a resolution. And so just in my understanding as well is that anything, any actions, actual actions will come back to for approval before moving forward. And this is just more of an exploratory to kind of see what possibilities are out there in conjunction with our engineer, of course.
That's correct. Yep.
Questions, comments from City Council? Okay. Seeing that there are none, thank you, Mr. Harris, this evening for your overview. If there are no additional questions from City Council, and as this is a resolution, we can call this immediately up for a vote. All of those in favor? All of those opposed? Are there any abstentions? Motion carries 7-0-0. So, moving on to reports from staff. Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mayor. You have the full report in front of you, but I want to take a moment for a few highlights here. First off, I just want to express my appreciation and gratitude to be able to host our inaugural meeting here in City Hall. As we've noticed tonight, we worked out some kinks, but it's great to be here. And just from my perspective, being new, it really is something for Republic and for our community to be proud of, even though I haven't paid my penance in the previous City Hall. Happy to be in this one. I also want to welcome Justin Rogers, our new city attorney, for your first meeting. We're glad you're here and looking forward to working closely with you. I also want to bring up our winter event. We heard a little bit about that already this evening. And I just want to highlight our crews and thank our Public Works group. They responded promptly and professionally. It was a difficult event. We had 3 days of snowfall and then 3 days of below freezing, so it's difficult to respond to that type of event. They spent over 350 labor hours and plowed over almost 3,000 lane miles, so I just want to highlight them and express my gratitude to their work. I also want to mention, this will be right at about 60 days since I've started with the city, and I wanted to highlight what I've been focusing on the last 2 months, which have been building relationships, so able to attend the Republic Chamber meeting and meet with Macy Mitchell, and excited about that partnership. And we've committed to attending those at least on a quarterly basis. I'm sure we'll be there more. The mayor and I will share the responsibility of making sure that they're public, and so appreciate that and look forward to continuing that. Also have met with the outgoing and the incoming superintendent of school, and so that's a very important relationship for us to have with the school system and that partnership. So committed to keeping that going strong and excited to meet with them actually here in a few weeks. We'll get a project update with them. I'm going to mention too that tomorrow I'll be headed to the Capitol for an advocacy day. It's an engineers day. And so myself and a number of professional organizations, we're going to head to the Capitol, advocate for engineering. While I'm there, I will be asking and trying to learn more about restricted funds, and hopefully they get released our way for Corridor. But I think it's important that we keep that relationship with our legislators and representatives. So headed there tomorrow. Also I want to thank council for approving our purchasing policy. That's an important endeavor for us to be able to be responsive. It allows us, especially with construction costs the way they are, that just helps us stay in line with our mission, vision, and values. And so I want to thank you for that and showing that trust in us. I want to mention a reminder that the Parks Department will be hosting the annual Daddy-Daughter Dance this Friday, February 6th. So it's an exciting event. I know a lot of work goes into that, and so we're looking forward to a good turnout. And then I want to thank the mayor for hosting the Mayoral Association dinner last Thursday. I won't speak too much. I suspect you'll mention some of it, but it's always nerve-wracking when people come visit your home, and that was a bunch of dignitaries, no less, so we wouldn't want to have anyone else hosting besides you, Mayor, and thank you to staff for everything you did to assist the mayor in that. Let's see, I think just last reminder, our next meeting, February 10th, will be a workshop from 11 to 1 here in the council chambers. Well, that concludes my report.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Do we have any city council members that would like to give a report this evening? Looking to my left, looking to my right. Not seeing anybody, so we'll go ahead and have the mayor go. So, yeah, just on that regional leadership and collaboration, Mr. Harris had touched on it. Last Thursday, we had the opportunity to host the Greene County Mayors Association meeting, and it was and so it was a great success. It's always a very valuable experience to get to collaborate with all these partners and looking forward to all of our success, and especially in our county. We have so many familiarities around us to all of the cities around us, and so to have all of the mayors from Greene County in here, and we had the Springfield mayor as well. I'll throw a shout out to him. But a lot of great mayors. We had all of the Greene County commissioners here. We had some of our great Greene County partners, and so it was a wonderful meeting. Miss Karen Haynes gave a wonderful presentation that evening and did a wonderful job on answering questions, and I got so much great feedback. Even today at the chamber meeting, I'm still getting feedback from that meeting there, and so wonderful meeting, so very thankful. Thank you, Ms. Haynes. Thank you to Laura and everyone that was able to satisfy our hunger that night as well. And so it was very nice to have all those dignitaries show up and have that welcoming environment and have that opportunity to go over some things and really look at what our communities need. And so very thankful for that entire evening. Incredible workshop last week. I really want to thank our city staff for taking a deep dive into several important topics. I know we had 3 different topics that we covered. Most importantly, and maybe a little biased, my favorite one was that mission, vision, and values. And so, Lisa, thank you so very much. I feel like it's between the mission, vision, values, it's just been an ongoing conversation ever since Tuesday. And so it's been wonderful. All the people that are getting to learn about our mission, vision, and values, and in conjunction with the Greene County Mayors Association, the impact that that's making in our community. I'm ecstatic, and so it's been wonderful to share that, wonderful to experience it as well. So thank you to that meeting that we had. Anyone that wasn't here that wants to go back or that's listening at home on our YouTube channel, we have that workshop. It has a few glitches in it, so bear with us on maybe some of the audio didn't quite get captured, but hopefully we got those ironed out tonight. It's a great workshop. It's on our YouTube channel. It's the last workshop that's posted. So it goes over our mission, vision, values, and as well as covering, I believe, our purchasing policy, some GIS information. Don't quiz me on that, but it was all great stuff. You can go to YouTube and you can watch it. It'll stay there for a while. And anyone from council that wasn't able to attend as well, it was very worthwhile and a great thing to go back and just kind of refresh ourselves and put us all back on the same page. As far as that weather response, I want to give everyone a great big thank you for braving the cold. The older I get, the more I'm not a big fan of the cold, and I was definitely not a big fan in this last week. So it's very cold. Thank you for getting our streets plowed when you did. I know when it gets cold like this, everything breaks and everything just gets more frustrating. So I appreciate getting those roads plowed and getting us a clear path so that, if we were to call 911, I'm pretty sure, thankfully, that all of us had access to us in an emergency. We may have had some inconveniences, and if there are some spots we need to look at, well, of course, we need to look at them. But thank you to everyone that kept us safe through this last snowfall event. The Republic Chamber, we had another meeting today. That's always such a great. So I'm really looking forward to kind of hopefully getting to share that space together with Colton, but I know we're both very busy, and so having someone else to go there too as well will be a great time for all of us to kind of share Republic with the business community and all of those great people that continue to come to the chamber. And I know a few people that go to the chamber meeting and come to city council meeting, and so that's very, very thankful for that as well. Moving on to the Tiger Tie moment. Our mission, vision, and values continue to define who we are. And in our mission, vision, values, we've got bold, we've got fun, and we've got without fear. And so normally I would not be the type to wear a tiger tie, but it's just being here as the mayor of Republic, it just fills my heart to wear this tiger tie and to have the confidence that this room gives me in order to wear this tie. So thank you very much for giving me the confidence to wear a tiger tie, especially when it's to our historic first meeting. I thought it might be a bit too much, but even my wife now is reciting the mission, vision, values, and I could hear her. I went out the door without the tie, reciting back to me without fear. So yeah, it's catching on. And I did share at the meeting last night that, kind of my next step as mayor in our mission, vision, values is sharing that with the public and getting that ownership from the public and bringing the public into our mission, vision, and values as well. And just helping to give that better understanding of why we do the things we do and what keeps us doing those right things at the right time for the right reason. So not to keep going on the mission, vision, values, but like I said, it's just been rolling all week, and I've been very thankful for all of that. So without anything else, thank you to everyone who joined us tonight. This is a historic first in Republic. It's this wonderful facility. I really appreciate seeing everyone here tonight. But tonight, we do have an executive session. So we are going to take a quick break. Let's try to keep it around 5 minutes. I understand if we go just a little bit longer, but I want to be very respectful of staff's time, and council on getting us home tonight at a decent hour. So, tonight we will be going into closed session under RSMO 610.021.1, pending and/or potential litigation, closed session, closed vote, closed record, and RSMO 610.021.2, real estate acquisition, closed session, closed vote, closed record. I need a motion and a second to go into closed session.
Motion. Second.
I've got a motion and a second. We're now going to take a roll call vote.
Councilmember Fields?
Aye.
Councilmember Shaw?
Aye.
Councilmember Gerke?
Aye.
Councilmember Updike?
Aye.
Councilmember Campbell?
Aye.
Councilmember Harder?
Aye.
Councilmember Neal?
Aye.
Motion carries